This series is all about making sure you know your rights so you can prevent confusion, avoid family disputes, and ensure that final wishes are respected. Knowledge is power, so let's make sure your family isn't left scrambling during such a sensitive time. Now, let's dive into Washington State and explore the laws that protect your right of disposition. In Washington, since 2011, you have the first right to control the disposition of your remains. This means that when it comes to decisions about your funeral, burial, cremation, or memorial service, you get to decide without needing anyone else's consent. But maybe you want someone else to carry out your wishes, perhaps a spouse, child, or trusted friend. Well, in Washington, you have the legal ability to designate a representative. To make this official, all you need is a written directive signed by at least one witness who is not the person you're appointing. This brings us to an important part of Washington law, the Revised Code of Washington 68-50-160, which states a person has the right to control the disposition of his or her own remains without the pre-death or post-death consent of another person. This gives you complete control over your final arrangements and ensures that your decisions are honored by the person you trust the most. Now, let's say you haven't created a written directive. In this case, the right of disposition will pass to your next of kin. Washington has a clear hierarchy of who gets to make decisions when no instructions are provided. First, the spouse gets the right to make decisions. If there's no surviving spouse, then it goes to the adult children of the deceased. If there's no spouse or children, parents are next in line, followed by siblings if no immediate family members are available. But here's where it gets a little interesting. If all of the next of kin are equal in priority, like multiple adult children or siblings, Washington law requires a majority vote to make the final decision. This means that even if everyone has an equal say, they'll need to come to an agreement as a group before anything is finalized. As you can see, having a written directive in place by either appointing someone you trust or specifying your wishes can go a long way toward avoiding confusion and potential conflicts among family members. By planning ahead, you can ensure your final wishes are respected and you give your loved ones the clarity they need during a time that's already challenging. In the next part of this series, we'll explore how to make sure your end-of-life directives are legally binding and discuss ways to address potential disputes before they arise.